Hello everyone, this is Mo,
This is Daria.
and today we are going to compare the Galaxy S24 versus iPhone 16 versus Pixel 9. I will also exchange the Galaxy S24 with the Galaxy S24 Snapdragon in the future. Let's see which one is going to take better pictures and videos.
Yeah.
The selfie camera is the one that I use the least, and Daria uses the most. Also, the quality of the selfie camera is rather important if you are doing a lot of video calls. In this shot, you can immediately see the picture on iPhone 16 is the sharpest, but also has the highest contrast. I think the Pixel 9 kept the color balance, and the Galaxy S24 is a bit muted, but it has a nice soft tone which some people may prefer. Interestingly, when it comes to selfie video, the Pixel 9 is more contrasty and darker. The S24 has a bit of a magenta tone, and the iPhone 16 has a bit of a green tone. I would say it is a tie between them, and I can't pick a favorite. Maybe S24 is slightly better in my eyes. Then I decided to make a video in portrait mode, which created a shallow depth of field. All phones create this green dot at the bottom of the video, which results from the glass that phone manufacturers use. That aside, iPhone and Pixel did a better job separating Daria from the sun's flare, but all in all, 3 created a really nice video. Regarding portrait photos, the iPhone 16 photo is sharper and has more contrast. Galaxy S24 tried to lift the shadows, resulting in a softer looking picture you may prefer. Pixel 9 did an excellent job too, but the bokeh effect is more extreme, and it removed Daria's hair more aggressively. This is another shot that, as you can see, Galaxy S24 was this time more aggressive in removing the hair from Daria and creating the bokeh effect. Again, the photo has lifted shadows, and Daria's face is brighter on S24. iPhone 16 created this very iPhone look with contrast and a bit deeper orange. Pixel 9 also created a typical Pixel look, which usually has more magenta in it. One advantage of Galaxy S24 over iPhone 16 and Pixel 9 is that it has a third telephoto camera. With iPhone 16 and Pixel 9, you should go for the Pro version and get the third telephoto one. So basically, on iPhone 16 and Pixel 9, all zoom after the main 1x zoom is the digital crop with some computational photography, while on Galaxy S24, the 3x zoom is the optical one, since there's the third telephoto camera. Interestingly, the iPhone 16 does a better job compared to the Pixel 9, even though they technically should have the same capacity. The S24 is of course the best here since the zoom is optical, which creates a better image quality. This is even more apparent if you zoom more than 6 times into the subject from far. The quality that Galaxy can produce is much better than that of the Pixel 9. Surprisingly, the iPhone 16 is again handling this very well, even though the colors are a bit too saturated for my taste in this specific shot. Taking a picture with 3x zoom also shows how different the pictures can look like. Since Pixel and iPhone photos are digital crop, the photos are too sharp and lack the softness that such a plan should show. Galaxy did the best job here with the optical 3x zoom. Also, if you zoom the maximum amount into the subject, like I did here, naturally the picture that Galaxy produces is more usable. None of the phones have a dedicated macro lens, but you can get close to the subject and the phone automatically uses the ultra-wide lens to make a macro shot. I think Galaxy did the best here, followed by Pixel and then iPhone. If you have followed the channel for some time, you have known that I've been following the Swans family for a year now. I'm super happy that all 3 Cygnus survived, especially since we had a crazy flood a few days ago in Vienna, and I was worried about them. Now we have 3 new creatures that can terrorize the neighborhood and ducklings. Looking at the picture, in my humble opinion, the iPhone 16 is a bit too contrasty. I prefer the one on the S24 and then the Pixel 9. To test the color accuracy of the phones, we went to the farmer's market nearby to take photos of the nice fruits. Don't forget to support your local farmers. This video is taken by iPhone. Looking at the video of 3 phones, the one on Pixel 9 is the most saturated. Both iPhone and Galaxy created a nice natural looking video with the veggies and fruits. Galaxy video is a tad brighter here. Taking a look at these delicious tomatoes, you will notice Galaxy saturated it too much. The best looking colors in my opinion are iPhone. Pixel colors are also a bit too saturated. In this one, Pixel and Galaxy did a better job. The photo of the iPhone is too contrasty and too dark. Even though I feel the green on the iPhones looks slightly better and it is too bright on Galaxy. Looking at this Süßkartoffel, you can again see maybe the Galaxy is a bit too saturated. The iPhone photo is slightly better and the Pixel is similar to the Galaxy. Looking at these yellowish peppers, a similar observation can be made. The Galaxy created a more vibrant tone, which you may prefer, but the iPhone picture is more neutral, and the Pixel is quite acceptable. Finally, looking at the green and purple peppers, Galaxy created a lighter tone for green and purple, while the ones on iPhone and Pixel are deeper colors. As promised, I'm going to switch to Galaxy S24 Snapdragon, but before that, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video while testing the mic of the phones in a busy market.
Now I'm testing the Pixel 9 with the voice enhancements on. This is a TORRAS case. There's a very nice ring that you can use to stand on your desk. Also, it is MagSafe compatible. You can use it on iPhone 16. There is a very nice camera cutout for the area that the camera bottom exists. And it is a great case. I really like it. Now we are testing the Glaaxy S24 Exynos. The TORRAS case also have one for the Pixel phone, which is quite great. It's quite transparent. I really like the design, and it is also MagSafe compatible, as you can see. Now I'm taking a video with iPhone 16 on the Glaaxy S24. TORRAS also has cases for Glaaxy S24. It protects your phone quite nicely. It is transparent. I have this case for quite some time already, and it's not yellow yet, unlike cheap cases that you buy online. Also, there is a MagSafe compatible ring here that you can attach MagSafe compatible accessories.
I don't know about you, but I would say Pixel 9 has the best quality, especially with the voice enhancer feature being on. The Galaxy S24 did the best job without this feature, and iPhone 16 was a bit meh in this scenario. Right now I'm switched to S24 Snapdragon, and let's check the difference here with iPhone 16 and Pixel 9. Looking at this shot that is taken with 3x zoom, it is visible to me that the optical zoom works better on Galaxy again. The digital crop has a bit of a noise in it on Pixel 9 and iPhone 16. Using the ultra-wide lens, the contrasty look on the iPhone is more visible, especially if you look at the walls, but all three did a great job nevertheless. Then here, let's take a look at the picture that I took with the ultra-wide lens. This is the same truck, but I took a picture with the normal lens. Then here we have a 3x zoom, which surprisingly all of them did a very good job, even though again, S24 in my opinion is better due to optical zoom. And finally, zooming 10 times, Galaxy S24 Snapdragon did the best job, followed by, I would say, Pixel 9 and then iPhone 16. Here you can also take a look at the macro lens that I made. The one on Galaxy is a bit blurred, even though I tried my best to focus on the flower. iPhone didn't really create an artificial shallow depth of field, and finally, Pixel 9 in my opinion did the best job here. Before going out to take final pictures at night, let's briefly mention the few capabilities that each phone has for photographers and videographers. Starting with Galaxy S24, it is probably the most feature-rich phone among them. It has a super nice dual camera mode that I really like for vlogging, where you can use both front and back cameras together. Then there is a full manual mode for both photos and videos, and I use it a lot when I need to take a video at a specific shutter speed. Then we have Pixel 9, which has a couple of nice modes like long exposure and action pan. You can check a few shots that I took with this action pan right now, and also with the long exposure. I took this shot in the long exposure mode. There's also this add a friend mode that I refuse to use like ever. iPhone 16 is probably the most vanilla experience of photography and videography. There is a new feature that allows you to change the tone of the pictures. I wonder why anyone should do that, because you can probably just use a filter later on Instagram or anywhere, but maybe I'm missing something here. The other thing is the camera button. From my point of view, after using it for a few days, I feel the ergonomics is a bit difficult to handle, but maybe that's just me and others find it useful. Nevertheless, I like when companies try to innovate and put more focus on the camera. I use the shutter button a lot on my Xperia phone, but I feel it is because it has a bit of a better ergonomics. It was getting dark, so I switched back to S24 Exynos and went out to take some final pictures. What always baffles me is the difference between the three phones in color science when it is late at night. The S24, in my opinion, did the best job here. The iPhone is a bit too gray, and the Pixel is also rather acceptable. In this shot, S24 tried to lift the shadows too much. In my opinion, iPhone 16 is nice even though it is a bit darker, and Pixel tried to make the photo a bit vibrant and again lift the shadows. I feel that S24 and Pixel are very similar because they have the same chipset architecture, and that's where the first layer of computational photography happens. When it comes to videos, I like the one on the S24 the best. The one on the iPhone 16 is a bit dark, especially my face, and the Pixel 9 is a bit too digital for my taste. But that's just my preference. Let me know down in the comments which one you prefer out of these three. When it comes to pictures, frankly, I didn't like any of them. The one in S24 is noisy. The one on iPhone 16 is too dark for my taste. Pixel is better, but the colors are too magenta, and my face tone is completely off. iPhone 16 has a new ultra-wide lens, and you can see that at night and almost complete darkness, the iPhone 16 did a better job compared to the other two, especially if you look at the colors in the water. Here, you can also see the shots on the normal lens of three phones, and on the 3x zoom of the same subject. I also compared the iPhone 16 versus iPhone 15, and I plan to make similar comparisons between the larger models of S24 Ultra and iPhone 16 Pro Max, which you can watch next. Thanks for tuning into Techmo. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I will see you in the next one.